gentlemen, hot off the press this evening. If you've been on Facebook, you'll already know the tickets are on sale on June the 17th, the third quiz night. Oh, yes, and here's one. Here's an exclusive. If you're not a member, the first 10 people to get their tickets on Eventbrite, the way you do that, let's change it right now. If you want to do a new QR code, there it is. Press that one. You can get your tickets, or you can go to Eventbrite after the show. It's in the description on YouTube and Facebook. This is what you're watching now. There is a link in the description. You can go. The first 10 people to book tickets will get buy one, get one free. You can bring them 8 for nothing. Oh, yes, that's it. Get in there quickly because when those first 10 go, they're gone. If you're a member, do not worry. You, of course, automatically get a ticket. That'll be coming into your inbox. What's up?
Matthew's just texted me saying, have I bought a ticket?
Have I bought a ticket? Unbelievable.
You can get a free one.
Unbelievable. Anyway, but yes. So, yes, buy one, get one free for the first 10. It's a great night. There will be prizes on the line. The first one, of course, was Dawn Kirby. She got a signed rugby ball, Hull KR rugby ball. She's a Hull KR fan, signed by Tom Oppichick. And in the last one, because, of course, we're coming into the summer, an official Huddersfield Giants beach towel was given to Anton Roach, who won the quiz. Well done to Anton. So don't worry, there'll be a decent prize, and it will be for the team that you support. So make sure that you get over to Eventbrite, come and join the community. Great bit of laugh, great bit of banter, great bit of sport. It's a good night, isn't it, boys?
It's fantastic. Yeah.
It is really enjoyable.
It is a really enjoyable night.
It is multiple choice as well for people who are worried about, having to think. You do get to guess even if you don't know the answer. So
and it's very light-hearted, isn't it?
It's very light-hearted.
Right, okay, we now come to the part of the show, which means we're going to start looking ahead to round number 13. And as always, this will become the prediction show that goes out later in the week. So let's get a word from our sponsor, and then we'll get into it.
He's target 5. Here comes.
Love that crunch.
Let me add a little bit of spice.
So here we go. This is how the league looks going into round number 13. And of course, the Saints, Wolves, and the Warriors all sit on 18 points at the top of Super League. The Warriors and the Wolves, of course, will be going head-to-head this weekend. Then it's the Dragons, the Robins, then the Dragons, and the Red Devils remain in the top 6 at the bottom there, continue to be Hull FC and the Broncos. The Tigers now got a little bit of breathing space over their nearest and their dearest. Incredible. Let's take a look at the round. This is round number 13. The Giants go up against FC. Saints take on the Dragons. The Wolves take on the Warriors a week before the Challenge Cup final. Will there be changes aplenty? We probably would expect that to be the case. The Rhinos take on the Tigers. Oh, that's always a passionate affair. The Robins go up against the Leopards. And finally, the Red Devils take on the Broncos. Let's dip into the prediction league. He's not with us tonight because he's been working late. But Joel Scholes has took top spot in the prediction league this week, 187. And Mr. Sale, well, he got the best score on the week, 24 out of a possible 30. Mr. Sale got this week. And he got every single team right, which means he's 12 from 12. That's 2 weeks in a row. Mr. Sale has managed to predict the right team, which means he now has a 4-point head start over Greg, and he's only 1 point behind me. Wow. Mr. Sale, take a bow, sir. Absolutely sensational effort from you, I have to say. Right, should we get into these games? I think we should. Starting off with this little beauty. It's going to be Huddersfield Giants taking on Hull FC. Let's do a bit of history. Since 1998, it's the Giants 28, Hull FC 37. In the last 5, it's Huddersfield 4-1. Oh, that's not too bad, is it? That's outstanding. The last time FC won was in round number 10 of the 2023 Super League, 20 points to 14. That's what they won. The last 3 have all gone the way of the Giants, including, of course, round number 7 this year, 22 points to 56. And let's not forget what they did to them in the Challenge Cup as well. The form, well, you can see it there. You know, the poison chalice that was the coach of the month of April, Ian Watson. 1 win, 4 losses, compared to, of course, 5 losses for Mr. Grix. 8th takes on 11th. The attack, 250. for the Giants, 144 for Hull FC over 12 rounds. That's painful. The defence, 245 plays, 416. The odds, not surprisingly, going the way of the Giants, 1-4 on. 3-1 if you're a Hull FC fan. Andre Savelio could be back for this one. No Swift, of course, no Levette, but Matty English could return as well after HIA. And for the FC, potentially Joe Cater could return. So there's the head-to-head, gentlemen. A little bit different. I'm preferring these head-to-heads. A bit more meaningful. But anyway, there you go. Going to be interesting, this. The Cowbell Army. Are they going to get their first win at home since August of 2023? Mr. Nixon, over to you.
My Huddersfield entourage are not going to like me for saying this, but I think Hull are so poor at the moment, even the Giants will beat them. Not by many, to be honest. I'm going for the way Hull came back against Castleford last week. We'll give them some hope, but I think Giants 9-17. Hull, they can't buy a win. I know Giants' form has been awful over the last, especially the home form, has been awful this season. But I think the Giants will win this. They could have a couple of players back, like you say. Be interesting to see if Connor is back in the squad. For me, I would put Connor into this one. And give him a chance of redemption. But I'm going Giants 9-17.
Now, I have to say, though, Greg, in a completely different note, you're looking rather dapper in Super League Raw merch, sir.
Yeah.
It's always our year. A bit of Super League Raw merch there from Mr. Nixon tonight. Very dapper indeed. Let's get into the chat before we go to Mr. Sale. Freddie McGilvey says Giants 9-17. Neil Rennox, another Super League Raw member. Good evening, Neil. How are you, my friend? He's going Hull by 4. Alex Sharp, another member. Huddersfield 1-8. Laura Evans, good evening to Laura. There's a new name for you. She's going Hull by 2. John Wilkinson, Hull 8+. Dawn Kirkby going FC 1-8. She must have a feeling in the water if she's going FC. Ryan Gregory, he's gone Giants 1-8. Joe Dalgreen, Giants 9-17. Mark Smith, Giants 9-17. Better team without Connor, says Ryan Gregory. John Costello, good to see you back, John. Hull by 7. And Stephen Ekus, I'm going to go Ekus. I'm sorry, Steve, if I'm spelling it wrong, you need to send me the punch. I'm trying my best, mate. Hull sneak it by 4, he says. Do you agree with him? The Hull sneak it by 4, Mr. Sale?
No. The Hull, to be fair, played pretty decent against Cass. Given how Cass came out of the blocks, I thought, oh, here we go in that game. But fair play to them, they did stick in it away from home, which was good to see. I completely disagree about Connor. I think leave him off. If you watch the Leigh game, if you watch the Leigh game from Friday, the best players on the park were Russell, Clune, and Tuilol. So, and Masters as well had a pretty decent game as well. So I would stick with the same team. I think this is the one where they are going to get the first home win of the season. And I'm going 9-17, same as you, Reggie.
Nice one.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I'm only saying Connor, as Ian Watson might think it's the kind of game that he can get his head back in some sort of space. I know what he's saying, Stef, and I don't expect Ian Watson to put him back in, but it could be the game that he might think.
If you watch just watch the first 10 minutes. If you haven't watched it at the Leigh Huddersfield game, Russell and Clune tore us to pieces.
Yeah.
There you go. Steve's got in the chat. Each is you. Each is you. I don't know if I've said that right. Give us a thumbs up. Not each is you. I'm just going to say it as he's written it. Each is you. If that's how you say it, Steve, that's how you say it. Top man. And coming back to Steve, hey, it could be worse. First time I said hello to Steph, I called him Stephanie. Hey, could have been a lot worse. Anyway.
It's a true story.
Well, that was on a Sunday.
I know. And do you know what? He still dresses up for me. Bless him. Anyway, let's move on. He's right. Always lucky, mate. Oh, you in those stilettos.
Let's move on.
Let's move swiftly on. Even Dawn's getting shivers now. But anyway, Russell, you're right. Russell, he got an assist. He got assist in the game. 3 tackle busts, 21 carries, 77 metres. Decent. Clune, another one of the assists came from him. I think Clune's not the enemy, if I'm being perfectly honest. Lola Hayes did 113 metres from 23 carries out of backfield. For me, I think each is 2 syllables Last message was wrong.
Eachus.
Fantastic. Stephen Eachus, what a legend. Member of Super League Raw. Could have been on the final whistle on Sunday, lad. He can't wait to get on there. Good man. I'll be telling you how else you can come into the membership in a few moments' time and what the benefits are, because Steve's about to get the benefits. Good man, Steve. I'll tell you the interesting thing for me, because we've got time. I think hooker's a big problem for Huddersfield this year. I like Ash Golding. But I don't know about you. I think he's put a bit too much bulk on.
Yeah,
I really do. I think he's gone too heavy.
He's been on the Abdul diet.
Yeah, well, I think Ash Goulding a bit slender, a bit more zippy about him, and I think it's affected his tank. I think he's going a lot quicker, and I don't know why he's been allowed to put that much junk on. Personally,
he's carried a few knocks as well, hasn't he? He's had a couple of injuries onto this year.
Yeah. He always relied on his speed. He was always very, very fast.
Yeah.
I mean, a top guy though does a lot for the young teams in and around that part.
He does. Yeah. Oh, he does. Yeah, mate. Yeah. Good shout, Greg. Good shout. Yeah, he does, mate. He does a hell of a lot of work in his local community for rugby league.
Is that how far he gets in at Leeds?
Well, no, he's a better scout than that.
No, I think he gets the ailing.
But yeah, anyway, right, let's get into the other predictions. This is great fun, isn't it? Greg Roach has not actually given us his prediction. If he has, forgive me, I've not seen it. Have you given us Greg? I don't think he has. Oh, that doesn't bode well, does it, when Greg Roach doesn't give us a prediction on his own?
He just said play. I don't know what that means.
No,
do we need somebody to check that hot tub?
Yeah,
maybe. Don't, whatever you do, don't drop your phone in it there, Greg. Anyway, let's go into Gary Schofield. Gary Schofield's gone the Giants 9-17. Joel has gone the Giants 9-17. The fans' form have gone Huddersfield 18+. And I hope I'm wrong, Huddersfield. I'm going FC 1-8. Because what I've seen from you in the last few games, Wigan was shocking. Second half, shocking. Against Leigh, it was a poor game, and you were poor again. And what I've seen, and again, let me give it. I like to back up an argument. There's certain players in Hull FC that are starting to play. Truman's getting better. We've already mentioned SASA, who's doing really well. Sutcliffe having really, really good knock as well. We know Cameron Scott and Sutcliffe in the centres. They've got something about them. They have got something about them. If Truman can step up again to another level, for me, this could be a problem. Could be a problem. I could be wrong. I've got a lot of Huddersfield friends. I'm losing them at a rate of knots, but I hope I'm wrong. But you know what? Just to be a bit flavoursome and a bit different, I'm going up.
The home form says that you might not be a million miles off there.
Oh, Dawn Baker said it. Controversy. There you go. Alex Sharp showing confidence in the Rhinos. They'll lose this week and win at home in a fortnight when we visit them again. Well, there you go. You just never know, do you? Right, let's get into the next one. And this actually should be a good game, but you just, Catalan at the moment, I don't know. Anyway, let's get into a bit of history. Look at that, boys. Since 2006, 25 plays 20. But look at the last five. The last five have all gone the way of the Dragons. They have got Saints' number. I can't believe when I put this together. It's like sometimes you put these things together and you think, wow. And I'm going to say it again, wow. Or in the words of Ric Flair, woo! Yes, that's what we're talking about right there. Incredible form. Catalan Dragons going into this one. The last win for Saints was a 28-8 win in round number 1 of 2022. 2022. Oh, get in there, the Dragons. Anyway, that was then. This is now. The last five, you can see Saints have won 4 of the last 5. 3 from the last 5 for the Catalan Dragons. It's first against 5th. The attack goes the way of the Saints. The defence is better from the Saints. It's a 1-4 on, says the bookies. Let's go into who could return. Parsi could return. That would be a welcome comeback because Batchelor's out for 2 months. And also, unconfirmed, possibly till June, Johnny Lomax is out. That's a massive blow when you consider no Wormsley, no Whitley, the amount of injuries that they're getting in those forward positions. Now they've lost, for me personally, one of the most consistent number 7s Super League I've ever seen. He's not going to be there. As for the Catalan Dragons, well, again, it's quite a decent list. Still no Takiaho for them. Manu Mao still going to be out. No Zenon. Paul Seguer is to be confirmed. He could be back. Michael McAlorum. I think Seguer will be back, actually. McAlorum is not expected to play. De Costa failed in HIA. Will that bring McAlorum back a bit earlier? Bailey Sivernon, Arthur Romano. There's big problems there for the Catalan Dragons on the way to St. Helens. But like I say, the last 5 games, Catalan Dragons, woo! You wouldn't have thought that, would you? Unbelievable. Stef Sale, over to you. What are your thoughts?
Throw me with your Ric Flair there. Flash to the past, isn't it? Oh dear me. I think after last week's performance, I think Saints will be full of confidence. Albeit that Leeds weren't the best. I think the Warrington game will have took a lot out of Catalan. It was such a close game, and then they've got to get on a plane. They won't be coming over to St. Helens on a Tuesday, will they? Costa del Newton, the Willows, will they? So, it's not going to be happening.
They're going to get the sunbeds out on Pennington Flash.
Absolutely.
You could put them out. You could put them up in the outbuildings, make a few quid.
Well, yeah, they're more than welcome. More than welcome.
What a bit cold shed.
It'll cost them. I think this is going to be a really good game, actually. But if Leigh can do what they did to Catalan, then St. Helens can on the current form. So that's the only thing that's got. And the bookies aren't very far off. And 1-4 on is quite, for such, teams who are so close together, is quite big odds. So that's where my thinking's going. And I think I've gone 9-17 Saints.
It's 9-17 Saints, as has Alex Sharp. Peter Mason's going the Dragons 4, no surprise. Of course, he's a Warriors fan. Neil Rennick's going Saints by 14. Mark Smith, Saints 1-8. Dawn Baker, Dragons 1-8, another Wigan fan. Saints 1-8, Craig Rigby. Josh Grimes, Saints 1-8. Dragons 1-8, Robert Igson. Dragons by 10, John Costello. 9-17, Dragons, John Wilkinson. It's split, isn't it? It's absolutely split. Dawn Kirby, Saints 1-8. Nicola Burnwood, 9-6. She likes a little pun. Does our Nicola? 9-17, she's going the Saints. Ryan Birch, Saints 9-17. Saints in golden point, says Joe Dalgreen. Greg, no Lomax. Massive blow.
Yeah, but move Wellesby into the halves, probably.
He will, yeah.
God.
Well, then Benison will go fullback in the Allen Mayor last time.
See, Wellesby. Well, I like Wellesby in the halves. I think he's a good fullback, but I also think he's good in the halves. Dodd Wellesby in the halves. Benison to fullback. Catalan will have been gassed by that game against Warrington at the weekend. Saints will be on, as Steph says, Saints' confidence will have been bolstered. And I think Saints are going to win by 18 or more. I think, yeah, 5. Catalan have won the last 5 on the bounce. I think they're missing too many middles. Saints are missing a few middles, but I think the middles missing for Catalan are more important than the ones missing for Saints.
You're saying the hooker, and by that you mean the hookers?
No, the in the middle of the part, the forwards.
Oh, the forwards, right?
The forwards, yeah, the middles, the forward, defence in the middle.
Not that many down, mate. They've got Desiree.
I think the ones that are out for Catalan are weaken Catalan more than the ones out for Saints weaken Saints.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, Delaney came into his own.
He had a great game, and he did step up.
His own.
He did. He stepped up. He did step up. But when you consider they've probably got Leeds, Delaney, Matauti is going to have to deputise, and Parsi first game back. That's what we're looking at here.
He'll be on the bench.
Yeah. So therefore they're going to be coming up against Bousquet, McMeekin possibly on return.
I think it might be a game too early for McMeekin.
All right. So Desiree, Navarrete, Satai, Bousquet.
Yeah. But no, I think Saints will have too much in the middle.
No, fair enough. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify your middle comment. That's all. Yeah, that's all. Okay, mate. Okay, I'm not. Yeah, happy days. Right, let's get into where
it's at the Saints as well.
Yeah, it's at Saints. So Gary Schofields gone Saints 9-17. I'm going Saints 9-17. Greg's gone 18+. Joel's gone 9-17 Saints. Steph's gone 9-17 Saints, and the fans forum have gone 9-17 Saints. But 5-0 to the Catalan Dragons. Don't take it for granted, you St. Helens fans. You just never know. You just never know. Now, probably going to be the hardest one for any of us to predict at the Halliwell Jones this coming Saturday. History since look at that. History since 1996. Wigan 44, the Wire 26. And even in the last 5, Wigan 4, Warrington 1. They both come into this game in great form, brilliant form. And of course, they're going up against each other in the Challenge Cup. The attack 302, 338. It's not bad from the Wire. It's not bad and the defence as well. A massive improvement year on year in the structure and in the play. Wigan still have the edge there. Wigan favourite, 4-6 away from home. I think the stats and history, you can sort of see why that is. 13-10. The Warrington Wolves. Wire have lost the last 4 to Wigan, with the last win coming at Magic Weekend 2021 in a tight 10-6 contest. 2 of the scorers that day, Josh Fulis and George Williams. They were the 2 who scored the tries. And, of course, George Williams will not be playing on Saturday regardless. He, of course, has picked up a game ban, which, let's be fair, I was concerned about bans. And there is the case in point. I personally don't really see why Williams was banned. I didn't see an awful lot in the game. It surprised me when Williams' name came up. Greg, you were more concerned about Fitzgibbon, but Philbin is also a doubt. Crowther should return, though. Crowther should return. But Greg, I'm going to start with you because, like I say, you were concerned over Fitzgibbon. Did you see the George? I did not see.
No, I've watched that game back 3 or 4 times. He was victim of, George Williams was victim of a late hit. And he's been banned for, I mean, thank you. Thank you, disciplinary panel, for banning George Williams for 1 game. Thank you. Thank you. I think they're a wonderful bunch of people. I really do. What worries me more is who are they going to ban for Wembley? And this is what frightens me.
Well,
if I was Sam Burgess, I would have Vaughan nowhere near that game. I'd have Fitzgibbon nowhere near that game. I would have Dufty nowhere near this game on Saturday. The big hitters I would have nowhere near this game on Saturday because, you know, we've seen it. The disciplinary panel, I don't know what goes through the head sometimes. I don't know why Williams was banned. I'm glad he is because it means he won't get banned for the final.
What I would say here, mate, what I would say here is, you know, and I'm going to be balanced when I say this because, you know, we're rugby league fans as well. Do I want Warrington to go and win the Challenge Cup? Of course I do. Of course I do. But, you know, we also want the best possible product on the team for the Challenge Cup final. So if this Challenge Cup final was devoid of any of those Warrington players that you just mentioned, if Junior Nsemba opportunity to play in his only Challenge Cup final, because of course he's going to be in the NRL. You know, it would be Junior. You know, there's Junior Nsemba that's in there that you've got to give consideration to. You've got to give, you know, a lot of these Wigan players, you know, the likes of French and Field and all the rest of them.
Yeah, not that I think they would get a ban.
Well, no, but if they were,
it's just players like that are squeaky clean. They don't do a lot of things wrong. But it's more the forwards, and you know. Yeah, I agree. We need to have in that game the Warrington and Wigan teams at full strength. We've already seen the Castleford Saints game where a Mattelti brother got banned, and that was the story of the game. The Mattelti brothers coming together. We saw at Magic Weekend when Warrington had the Thor top. Sims got banned for Magic Weekend. They've got a track record in. It's almost as if they want to take the limelight away from the actual game itself.
Yeah.
That's probably not the case, but that's how it comes across.
Yeah.
We need both teams, barring injuries, to be at full strength. And I urge this panel, please, to say, this panel, just to go to Menorca for a week. Take a week off.
We'll just take the same stance they did for the World Club Challenge.
Yeah. Just take a week off, go to Menorca, enjoy yourself, come back the week after next.
You know, and a couple of our Wigan fans in the chat might take umbrage with that, but Harry Smith should never have been anywhere near the World Club Challenge. So for me, you know, so let's you know, we want the best. I want the best 2 teams because I actually think if they're both full strength and Warrington have to turn up for it to be any sort of game or to stand any chance. But if Warrington turn up and Wigan turn up, this is going to be a blockbuster. It's going to be an absolute. It should be a belter. We want the best players on the field.
Exactly. You know, there was worse offences this week that were punished with a £250 or went unpunished. So yeah, I'm happy that Williams is missing because he can't get banned although he might get banned, you know, for having too many rounds of toast on Tuesday morning, and you don't know, do you? But I think we're going to win this 9-17 because I think Warrington going to rest a few players. I think Wigan might rest a few players as well. You know, you talked about, was it Eckersley in the academy game? Was it Eckersley you talked about the academy game? Ferryman, sorry, not Eckersley, Ferryman. I think you know, Matty Pete might bring him in for a game.
Maybe.
Like he did against London. I don't know. I'm not in the mind of either coach. So if they play their full teams with Williams not there, I think Wigan will win 9-17.
Fair enough. Neil, do you know what? I'm going to take your advice. And just like Luke Cooley, I need to rest my neck, mate. So I'm going to let that lie. Anyway, Steve Carledge is saying bans shouldn't count in the competition they're given. Maybe. I don't know.
That's too sensible for the RFL.
Andy Bibby, sorry he's late, bit late on. Not a problem, Andy lad. Not a problem. Good to have your company tonight. Let's have a quick look in the chat. Don Kirby going Y 1-8. Freddie McGilvey, Wigan 1-8. Two close ones there. Wigan 300 plus. Craig Rigby, and then he woke up. Wigan 1-8. Lorraine, welcome back, Lorraine. Welcome back, Lorraine. Mark Smith 1-8. Wigan. Robert Hickson the same. Ryan Gregory. Most going the way of Wigan. Stef, is this where their strength in depth tells? I think both teams will probably rest a few key personnel. Will the strength in depth of Wigan be the one that gets them the 2 points in Super League?
I think if they go down that route, then yeah, I think Wigan have got the stronger squad. So, but I'm going to be a bit controversial, like we're allowed to be. It weren't so long ago last year that a lot of people were calling Hull KR for bringing the game into disrepute for resting players and getting hammered at Wigan, which eventually won Wigan the title on points difference. So, I'm so anti-against this. And I think the answer is that the ban should only count in the competition they're in. I think that's the best way to deal with this and stop it from happening. This should be the game of the week. It's two of the best sides in the comp. They're two of the most informed sides in the comp. And as a neutral, forget about Wembley. We're being robbed as a neutral of this absolute brilliant fixture, which is in this competition. And I do firmly believe that the problem lies with the disciplinary affecting the Challenge Cup. And that's the answer. It's a simple fix. You know, get rid of that and it takes it away. But as a neutral, I feel robbed that if the two sides decide to do that and put academies out, it's just not right. And I would like to say, what are people scared of? How many bans are you going to get? Well, you know, you're not going to get 5-year star players banned. And also, if one player does get banned, then it's an opportunity for one of your other squad players to get an experience at Wembley. And that thing. But for me, I don't know if it's because it happened to us last year where Hull KR rested all the players. We didn't. We went to Leeds and won, and then we won at Wembley. So I'm probably a bit biased towards the play your full strength side and continue your momentum. You know, and my fear is, especially for Warrington, is that if you do that, then you could fall into the trap that Hull KR did. I would go the way your season's been going. I would completely just go with your best side. You're already losing Williams. He's guaranteed to be in the final. He's probably going to be the biggest differentiator for your squad. You know, you've got in other positions, you've got cover. You've got players who can replace other players, and you're not going to get 3 bans. You know, and if you're that worried about it, then just Burgess has to have a word with them. But
you get a lot of love from Mr. Mason. He agrees with you. Lee Patterson says whoever wins this week lose at Wembley. That happens a lot. I get that. But here's one though for Stef. The way this has fallen to take away all of this, I think there was an argument here for the Rugby Football League and for the Super League to go, we'll play the Wigan Warrington Super League game later in the season. You can both have a week off for the integrity of the game. Because there's no doubt about it, there's going to be changes. No doubt about it. So for me, they could have turned around, and this is controversial, but it would give the younger lads a go. Perfect time for it. International weekend mid-season. Perfect time for it. Wigan and Warrington plays out. It's going to be a walkover anyway against France. They don't need to go. And said, right, we'll play it that weekend, have the week off, have a 2-week prep for Wembley, and none of these conversations being had because of the way the fixtures have fell.
I don't.
Yeah, but then Williams is banned for Wembley.
No, because of reserves.
Yeah.
That nonsense in our game.
I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to this. It's just about how you personally feel, and it's very easy for me to say that when we've not got Wembley on the line and a chance to win a Challenge Cup again, which both sides haven't won for a few years now in Warrington and Wigan. So there's a lot on the line for both teams, and I get that, but I'm also about the integrity of the Super League competition, and I don't like the fact that potentially, Warrington or Wigan could lose the League Leaders' Shield and potentially a home tie because of a one-off fixture.
Right, give us a prediction.
I'm going Warrington 1-8, and I think Burgess might surprise you. I think
Fair
I
enough.
think he's a strong team.
Stef, I wasn't saying that Warrington will play a reserve side.
No.
What frightens me is the bans that could come out of this. Vaughan's had a stupid ban that finished his season last year. And if we were reliant on the disciplinary panel being sensible and being consistent, then we wouldn't have these worries. Or here's the thing: if we got rid of the disciplinary panel altogether and had a point system for yellow and red cards, then that would not be an issue.
Would you play your full first team if they got banned, but it didn't count for the Challenge Cup final?
Yeah.
Right, okay. I think we've absolutely flogged that one to death. Gary Schofield has gone Wire 1-8, as has Joel, as has the Fans Forum, and believe it or not, the two Wires have gone Wigan 9-17. I think Wigan's strength in depth is going to pay here. I really, really do. I think they're going to rest some key players because they can afford to, because they've got that strength in depth. And I think that, the Williams one, would he have played, would he not? Well, he's definitely not now. I think a Warrington Wolves without George Williams, even if we were to play their full strength squad, that would have severely hindered the Wire in this one. So it's going to be interesting to see. We'll be there to see it unfold. Let's wait and see what is going to happen there. Right, let's go over to another one, a derby no less. Really good game, or should be a good game. Castleford Tigers travel to the Leeds Rhinos. History since 1996, 38 plays, 28, 3-2 the last 5. That might surprise a few out there. Cast last won at Headingley, though, in August 2021, round 18 of Super League, 32 points to 18. Jack Sinfield has been recalled. Alex Sharp gave us that inside track on the final whistle. Paul Momorowski, he said round 14. Will he come back a week early? Interesting. Tom Holroyd as well. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. They seem to be spending a lot of time out on concussion protocols. The Leeds are taking it very, very sensibly with the likes of, Bentley and co. Nixon put back for the Castleford Tigers, but Miller will be out. So maybe McShane once again will be in the halves. I keep saying it. Ferryman, what a great acquisition that would be on a loan deal based on what I saw last week against Warrington. As you can see, form both a little bit all over the place, but you would say that Castleford at the moment, win, draw, loss, win. They've come into a bit of form as Castleford Tigers. 7th place, 10th. Look at the attacks, 214 apiece. I mean, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Castleford Tigers in 10th have scored the same amount of points as Leeds Rhinos. Unbelievable. But of course, Leeds' defence a lot more resolute. The odds 4-9 on Leeds, 19-10 the Castleford Tigers. Steph, we'll start with you. Where do you see this one going?
Yeah, I think that's the key stat, Dave, on this one in terms of the defence. And yes, Castleford were really good against Hull at home, but they still did concede 22 points and it made it a game when it probably shouldn't have been a game. Leeds have been okay at home. They've not been horrendous. So I it's a different proposition is probably what I'm saying, going to Headingley and playing Leeds than Hull FC at the moment at home. I think he's going to have a lot of pressure on him, Rowan Smith, especially if things don't go the way early on. The crowd's going to probably get on his back a little bit. But I still think Leeds might have a bit too much for Castleford here. But this one is literally finger in the air. I wouldn't be surprised if it went either way. But I think Leeds are going to have too much for Cass, and I think it's going to be 9-17.
Righto, Alex Sharp believes it's on the BBC at 5:30 due to a date change. Stephen Itchers, Leeds 9-17. Joe Dalgreen, another new member, Leeds 9-17. Nicola Burtwood, member, Castleford 9-17. Josh Grant, Leeds Josh, he's the game, going with Castleford 9-17. The Leeds Rhinos 1-8 Cass, John Costello, Don Baker going Cass 1-8. Oh, we could go on, but in closing, Neil Rennick says Leeds are dire. Over to you, Greg. What do you think?
Can't leave all these people going Leeds 9-17. I really can't. I've gone for Leeds 18 plus.
When you sent me that is a big call, the way Leeds have been playing. And Castleford, like I say, their form has really improved, and their three-quarter line is, and with Hoy coming out the back, Milne's in good form, Westerman, Mellor, Elzakeen.
I know. I just get the feeling that this is the game that Leeds not so much click, but get it together a bit more. I think this game will say a lot of whether they are playing for Owen Smith or not, or whether Rowan Smith is getting them to play the way he wants them to do. So
Alex is right. Alex is putting messages on about himself. I mean, that's just I don't know what you call that, but it would appear that Alex is bowing out at the final whistle if Casper Tigers.
I just get a feeling this is the one. Well, Alex Sharp is saying with me saying that wrong will be sacked on Monday. Might not wait till Monday.
Well, Joe Dalgreen saying he'll come on for him. You don't have to come on for him. You will be invited, Joe, as a new member, so don't worry about that, my friend.
Leeds 18 plus. I just get the feeling this is a game where Leeds finally get it together.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Well, in the words of Peter Kay, the fans forum are saying, "How dare you?" Because Castleford 9-17 is what they're saying this evening. Unbelievable. I'm going Leeds 9-17, home advantage. Like I say, Castleford terrible record at Headingley a long time ago they won there. Joel Scholes also going Leeds 9-17. So a lot of love for Leeds, but the fans forum, they're going Cass 9-17. Right, we go to a repeat of last year's Challenge Cup final. Always serve up some good rugby league, these two. This is really interesting. History since 2021, it's 5-2 in the favour of Hull KR. The last five gone 3-2 to Hull KR. Look at the form guide, though. They're coming into formally. Win, draw, 2 wins. A couple of losses in there for Hull KR in the last 5. 4th against 9th. The attack, 326, plays 244. Let's not forget, though, Leigh have got played a game less. Defence, even with a game less, of course, conceding a few more. So Hull KR have got a better defence than Leigh at this moment in time, or are tracking towards that. 2-5 on the Robins, 2-1 only. And that tells you where the bookies see this. This is a really close game. And it's one that I think Mr. Salesmen, if they want to keep their push for the playoffs, it's a game they've got to go and win. Every game at the minute is a must-win game for the league.
You keep saying that.
I do, mate, and I'm going to keep saying that. I just think you've got to keep your momentum going. Joe Burgess should be back for Hull KR. Still no Gildart. As for your guys, unless you know something that I don't know, Steph, there's a slim chance, Gareth O'Brien.
Yeah.
For this one, but apart from that, it's as you were. Of course, Brad Dwyer. Amazed that Brad Dwyer didn't pick up a ban. Amazed. I mean, that was the most blatant trip in the world, and he got away with it. Unbelievable. But there you go. That's how these two line up. That's the tail of the tape, Greg. I'll come to Steph last because it's Leigh. Over to you. Thoughts on this? Should be a belt if they both play. If they both, perform. This for me should be a belting game. Yeah,
this was the toughest one for me to kind of come to a conclusion about.
Right. Okay.
Leah coming into some form, as Steph will probably tell us. Hull KR, that win against London, I think banished the nightmares of that semi-final against Wigan, where they didn't perform. I don't know. I get a feeling again that Hull KR, sorry, Steph, are going to do this one 9-17.
Well, you're not alone because Leigh Partington sees it the same way. Steve Eachers, he's going KR 1-8. Gary Schofield has gone with you, Greg, 9-17. The fans' form have gone 18 plus KR. I don't see that. I really don't. But hey, that's what they've gone. I've gone 1-8 KR. Joel's gone 1-8 KR. I think it's going to be a really close game. I think the fact that it's at Craven Park, the fact that they had, dear me, if you can get, if the attacking combinations of KR aren't silky clean going into this league game after that practice against London, then something's wrong, And I think what we saw in that game again, I know you haven't played him yet, Stef, so we can't really get a gauge on it. But we've seen Wigan go to London, we've seen Warrington go to London. That was probably one of the most comprehensive wins this season in London by any team. They absolutely did them. Your biggest problem, Stef, for me personally, is Mr. Evels. Evels is in great form. You've got to try and nullify him. And the supporting cast of Lewis and co. Over to you, mate.
Yeah, there's not a team in Super League who relishes going to Craven Park, is there? At the moment. They're that good at home. It's daunting for anybody. But, it's for me, if Warrington and Wigan do put the kids out, this is the game of the week for me. And I've very rarely picked Leigh fixtures as a game of the week. But because of recent history, they tend to be close games. There's not really been any big blowouts in this one, for a while. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's a good benchmark for where Leigh are at. But, in those games that Leigh have won, it's not been against, London's or Hull FC's, kind of thing. And that's not being disrespectful to them. But, it's Catalans, it's Salford, really, really decent sides, mid-table towards the top of the table teams, Huddersfield. So it'll be very interesting to see how we perform in this. I think Mulhern may be a doubt based on him going off after 7 minutes or whatever it was, again, which that's going to be a massive loss if he isn't playing. Because I think one of the bits where we have got over Hull is our pack. When we've got our full strength pack, then we tend to do a bit better. So I've gone KR 1-8.
Yeah, everybody going the way of KR. I just think Leigh have to win this. And do you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if they did go and win it. What I do think, though, is Leigh are going to have to be on their best form in 2024 to go there and to get a win. Now the tracks are drying up. I think, KR at home. I think early in the season when Warrington went, the fact that the track wasn't dry probably helped Warrington maybe at that moment in time. But I think now they're dry, I think Leigh needs to be at the best. Baz,
I don't think we have to win it.
Right.
But we were saying that Leigh had to win the Castleford, Huddersfield, London. Salford, Catalans. We won them all, and I think that this is one of the games for me where we can lose. I think when we play in the teams like Leeds, Huddersfield, Salford, they're the games that are must win for us now.
And this is a man. Hang on, this is a man who a moment ago was talking about momentum. Absolutely disgraceful. Right, let's move on. Let's just get on with it, dearie me. Right, we've got one more game to look at, and of course it is the Salford Red Devils against the London Broncos as Stef goes back to the ale. Right, it's 24-17 in history, 1997. You forget how many times London Broncos have been in Super League, hence the reason why Eccles and co are a bit upset that they're not going to be here next year. But yeah, 24-17 in the favour of Salford. The last 5 all going the way of the Red Devils. Of course, form is with the Red Devils, 6 against 12. Look at the attack. Again, surprisingly, only 216 points for Salford. That's surprising, 130. And again, the defensive element of it, the conceding of 476 points from London Broncos. That's a big problem. 1-80 on the Salford Red Devils, 14-1. Do you know what? Not bad off. If you want a bookie killer, 14-1 London. We know they've got it in them. And if is Sneed going to be fit? Nothing's been announced with regards to that. What we do know is Sidlow's out, Ormonroyd's out, Cade Custy's likely to be out, Ben Halliwell's out. You know, I thought Ryan Briley was carrying a knock against Wigan. That's going to be one to keep an eye on this week. As for the London Broncos, Dean Purata could be back this week, which is a big bonus for them at 13 if they could get him back. So like I say, 14-1. Not saying put mega bucks on it, but I'll tell you what, a cheeky tenner of anybody's money. Please gamble responsibly. I would say it's a good outside bet. Right, Greg, start with you. I mean, can London get a second win, or do we think Salford will be too good?
18 plus to Salford.
Fantastic. Thanks for the time. We need it. Steph?
I think that's amazing odds for London. Do you know? Like,
I was surprised
in a 2-horse competition, 2-horse race.
Yeah.
All it takes is one player to get a red card. What was the score in London? Was it 10-2 or something stupid?
It was a very, very, but mate, again, great history. 4-12 it was in the favour of Seoul. Yeah, knowledge. Well done.
Yeah, it's London are one of those teams that Salford could put 50 past them, absolutely, but it just a bounce of a ball, a bad decision, a stupid decision by a player to get sent off. It's well worth a tenner.
Well worth a tenner of anybody's money.
That said, I've gone Salford 18 plus.
And you okay. So Salford, Leigh Partington, one of quite a few, going 9-17. That's about as good as it gets. Steve Eaches, he's gone 9-17. Ryan, hello, Josh, 9-17. He's gone the way of the Salford Red Devils, but pretty much everybody has got 18 plus. We're seeing this every time. Salford 18 plus right across the board. That is the way they see it. Right, dear me, there you go. Are we right? Are we wrong? I don't know. One thing's for certain, though, there's some really tasty games in there. It's going to be well worth watching this weekend. As I always say, nothing better than being in the ground. Get yourself to a Super League game this week. Go and support them, and make sure that you take them and watch them on Sky, because the more viewing figures that Sky, I'll tell you what, even if you're not watching it, right? When you go out to take kids to school or you go to work, just press the play button on it. Let it play when you're not at home, because the more people who watch it, the more money comes into the game. That's what we need. There, you heard it here. You don't get this at other podcasts. We're telling you what to do. If we want our teams to get money, if we want a 14-team comp, we need to watch it on the telly. Even if you're not watching it, play it while you're out. Just play it. And that way, Sky get happy. They think they've got a load of viewers. We get more money. We get 14 teams. Come on, Super League. That's what we're talking about.
No loot fixtures. No loot fixtures.
No more loot fixtures.
No more loot fixtures. Right.
Shout out to our Wigan friends. If you fancy joining us in the Bluebell on Saturday afternoon.
Indeed. Yes, we will be in the Bluebell. I will be there from 12 noon, 3 hours before kickoff. And don't forget, if you're a Super League Raw member, Greg will come later, he always does. In terms of, if you're a Super League Raw member, don't forget, I'll buy you a beer. There you go. Just you, not your extended.
Sign up. So they sign up. That's
pays for itself this month, doesn't it? There you go. Happy days. And you will be
100 Wigan fans sign up today.
Yeah, 100 Wigan fans sign up, and then they all cancel and they'll be named and shared. Right, okay. Here we go. Let's get into it. Right. Bottom line is, become a member. We've already said Steve Eaches, he's signed up tonight. You need to become a member. I'm going to recharge my glass. It's now time whilst the membership plays. This is what you get for being a Super League Raw member. But whilst this is playing, get in the chat. Who would be your player of the month out of those 1 to 13? It's time now to cast your votes. Who would you give it to? And then I'll ask the lads, and then I'll tell you who's got it. And this is how you become a member at Super League Raw, get loads of benefits, and become a part of the greatest community in rugby league, because that is what we're going to be.
We are inviting you to become part of the fastest growing online community in rugby league. Your contribution will enable us to continue to improve our current programmes and allow us to develop more so that you can enjoy rugby league 7 days a week. Our 3 membership tiers provide everyone with an opportunity to create new friendships and experiences with like-minded rugby league enthusiasts. 18th man membership. You will be supporting the work we do and contribute to our ongoing development. You will be entered into every prize draw as well as our monthly online quizzes. You will also have the opportunity of winning a season ticket by entering a team into the Super League Raw Mini Fantasy League. And you will also get a car window sticker to show that you're a part of this community. 6 again members. You will have increased entries into our prize draws and fantasy leagues. You will have increased shout-outs during Super League Raw every single week. You will have access to the Super League Raw WhatsApp group where you can talk with other members every single day. You will have 1 week advanced screening of our latest In Conversation With, and you will also have 3 invitations to the Final Whistle podcast recordings where you can have your say on the week's action. You will also be invited to a pre-game drink with Greg and I before your team's Warrington Wolves game at the Halliwell Jones. Team Talk membership. You get the maximum 3 entries into our prize draws and into our fantasy league. You will also have the opportunity to submit your question to the latest In Conversation guest, and you will be invited to every Final Whistle podcast where you will become a star of the show alongside the Super League Raw team. Membership starts from as little as £2.99 per month, so why not substitute a latte for 7 days of rugby league analysis and entertainment? Don't hesitate. Visit Patreon now and become a part of the fastest growing universal rugby league community online.